They told me for years there was no money in podcasting. Well, they were all wrong.
If you were to do a press junket, like go in to do an interview for a movie, and you were invited to a movie, what movie would you want to say? Any movie out there. It could be old, new, something that's upcoming, something that's not out yet. What would be one where you want to go there to see the movie, interview the cast and crew there?
Knowing what I know now or going in blind?
Knowing what you know now.
Knowing what I know. Okay, ooh. I think I would do Return of the King.
Okay.
I think I would.
All right.
Because I know everything.
Okay.
Right? And I would want to talk to them as not equals, but speak their lingo.
Okay.
I talk to Peter Jackson.
Yeah. Or
talk to the writers. Specifically for the Return of the King, be well, how did you decide, or maybe Two Towers, how did you decide to cut a third of the book?
Okay.
And put it in Return of the King. Okay. Because the Two Towers ends when Frodo gets stabbed by Shelob and carried off to Cirith Ungol. Okay. So in the movie, it ends when they're leaving Osgiliath, which in the book they never actually go to. Okay. So I'd be from a creative process, how do you make those decisions? How do you cut that? How do you pretty much make a book that's the second highest selling book in the 20th century behind the Bible? Yeah. Right? And decide where and when to cut. Right. Yeah. Which is kind of crazy to me to think even at the almost 4 hours of the extended edition of those films go for, it's still I think not even a quarter of the book or a good chunk of it. There's still a lot of stuff in the books because I never read them, but no, you read them. Is there still a lot of stuff that even the extended editions they don't even? Yeah. It feels like they go through everything, but they give homages though, right? Because right. A big thing in Fellowship, because in the Fellowship it takes forever for them to get out of the Shire. So when Bilbo leaves the party to when they arrive in Bree, in the book it's 13 years. Okay. Because when Bilbo leaves, it's 11 years later. Okay. Frodo sells Bag End, and then Merry, Pippin, and Sam they go do other adventures. They get stuck in the old forest. They get stuck in the Barrow Downs. They get saved by Tom Bombadil. So for pacing of a movie where the focus is the ring and getting it to Mordor, it's just fluff. Okay. So, but they took some lines from Tom Bombadil, which is a fan favorite, and they gave him the Treebeard in the extended editions. Ah, okay. So in the extended edition of Two Towers, when Merry and Pippin get stuck in a tree, that happened in the first book. Okay. And the lines Treebeard used to free them is the lines from Tom Bombadil. Okay. So there's little things like that, and I'm actually listening to the books. I've read the books once or twice, but I found an audiobook version which is just phenomenal. So I listened to it here and there, and it's just a whole new experience. Because some of it's very accurate, when Bilbo and Gandalf and Frodo are talking about the history of the ring, in that movie scene's 4 minutes. Right. Yeah. And in the book it's just 40 pages. Wow. Not literally, but it's 40. Right. It's 40 minutes. The chapter is 40 minutes. Right. Okay. So it's stuff like that. So yeah, I would definitely want to go and interview the cast, the crew, the writers, everybody. Okay. But that's what I would do. Red carpet for the Return of the King. Okay, I'm going to turn around for you for a second, ask you a question about something real quick. Are you excited about the TV show coming in September? I'm scared. Scared? Okay. I'm cautiously optimistic. Okay. I think it's going to be great. It's the highest budget of any thing on TV ever. First season is almost $500 million. Yeah. I'm going to watch it. Okay. I think if it was on HBO Max, it would probably do better. Yeah. I figure that's on Amazon. I have Amazon Prime, but I don't stream anything off Amazon. Yeah. So I always forget it's an option. Yeah. So it doesn't have a lot of familiar stuff on. I'm going to watch it. It's probably going to be good. Yeah. But I don't think it's going to last 6 seasons like they wanted to. Okay. All right. We'll see. I mean, listen, I'm excited for it. I've been hearing about this show forever. I mean, it's gone through casting changes and productions, and I'm ready for it. I'm excited for it. So. I am too. I'm excited. I mean, I'll definitely want you on the podcast, on my podcast, to talk about it. No, for sure. When it comes out. Sure. I mean, you got Lord of the Rings stuff down, so for sure. It comes in September. Yeah, I'm a Lord of the Rings nerd. During the pandemic, there's this YouTube channel called Men of the West, where it's this kid's probably 24 years old. I had no idea he's younger than me, but this kid just does history and lore of Lord of the Rings. I watched every single video on his channel. Oh, wow. Okay. Every single one. Okay. So I got that shit down. Okay. I can tell because they're covering the first and second ages. Yeah. So Galadriel and Elrond are in it, but it's they're gonna cover from the fall of the fall of Numenor. Okay. Which is gonna be super exciting. So it's that whole time period is there's so much happens. Yeah. And it's just so many kind of if they tell the story of Beren and Luthien, which is very similar to Aragorn and Arwen.
Okay.
So yeah, once that comes out and we watch it, I'll hop on your show. We can
Definitely.
We'll talk for a long time.
You can give me the whole deep dive because I'm gonna be asking a bunch of questions. Again, I know like the Lord of the Rings movies and like that stuff, but not to the extent of like the books and things like that. Like definitely like you have the expertise down on that.
Also during the pandemic, so like Tolkien had like the history of Middle Earth.
Yeah.
It's like a 14-book anthology. Jeez. It's 14 individual books that have been released over the past 15 years.
That's incredible.
So I bought the first 12 in like a giant case.
Okay.
And I read like the first 3.
Okay.
So it's like the Silmarillion, but harder. It's so hard to read. It's so confusing.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty good at it.
Okay.
So I'm excited for that, Sam. But Sam, that'll wrap it up.